What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. We talk about big games all the time. And, the Lakers, they definitely have a big game coming up this Sunday against the Pelicans. I think that's going to be maybe not their biggest challenge, but it's definitely a must win for the Lakers. They definitely need that game in regards to their season, basically, because right now, at best, they are a play-in team. They're currently in the 9th seed, and New Orlean Pelicans are in the 10th seed right behind them. And every game counts, and every loss counts, every win counts. I mean, especially for these two teams, because they're fighting for position. The last time they played, though, I believe the Pelicans actually won that matchup the last time they played. So, I mean, the Lakers definitely have to go into this game thinking it's a must-win situation. No other way to look at it. I mean, because honestly, if they go in that game and slip up any, then that's going to give the Pelicans the advantage in regards to getting that seed over them to stay in the play-in tournament. You see what I'm saying? Because if the Lakers lose that, and hypothetically, let's say they lose out or lose the next several or the last few games, then they might not even make the play-in tournament, which would really be, really bad, a bad look, for the Lakers. The fact that you got all this talent and you weren't even at least able to make the play-in tournament. I mean, it's not like back in the day where there's just either you make the playoffs or you don't. But, now it's, you have an opportunity to get in the play-in and then still make the playoffs. So, I mean, it's more of an opportunity now for the lower seeded teams to make a run at it, and things like that. So, I mean, you have to understand that from a standpoint of, it's an extra opportunity. And the Lakers right now, pretty much all season, they've been a mess. They've been a mess, just in regards to their defense, how they play overall as a team. They just haven't been together. Lebron is trying to hold together as much as he can, and he's saying he's playing good, he feels good and everything like that. He's saying the right things, but deep down he knows that this is not what he envisioned this season to be for the Lakers, especially adding Russell Westbrook to supposedly make them a juggernaut type team, and they've been nothing close to that. So right now you have to understand they are a good team in regards to, or excuse me, no, let me take that back fully. Sorry. They are a bad team, and there's nothing really good about them, honestly, because they don't have any defense and they don't really fit together. And that's the biggest thing. It's all about camaraderie and chemistry. Like, if it's not a fit sometime, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. It's just not going to be displayed as well as it should. Now, here lately, I will say the Lakers been putting up more of a fight, not getting blown out too much the last couple of games, at least. They've kind of, or should I say, Westbrook has played a little bit better, the last couple of games, and I think that's crucial, to their success if they're going to have any, But he's been playing a little bit better here lately because, I mean, early in the season, pretty much throughout the season, he's been the fall guy in regards to them losing, why they were losing, and all the above, stuff like that. So, the fact that he's been playing a little bit better lately definitely gives, the Lakers some hope, in regards to, what they can do, and as far as, maybe what their future is. I mean, because if they could find a way to go in the play-in tournament, or at least stay in the float of the play-in tournament, get in there and maybe win a game or two, and, you never know, they might be able to build momentum off that and take it further. I personally don't think they will, because I just don't see how a team can all of a sudden just flip a switch and then all of a sudden be, a really good team all of a sudden. It just really doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? That you are what your record is. And right now they're in the 9th seed and the Pelicans are trailing them. The last time they played, I think the Pelicans won. So if the Pelicans happen to win Sunday, that's really going to put a huge dent into what the Lakers are trying to do. And that's at least make the play-in tournament, because it would be utterly embarrassing if they don't at least make the play-in tournament, and having an extra opportunity to do that now, when years ago there was no such thing. thing. Either you made the playoffs or you didn't. So now you got the extra opportunity and you can't even make the play-in tournament. That'll definitely put a dent in LeBron's GOAT case as well, too. You know, a lot of people say, you know, he's the greatest of all time. Well, how are you going to be the greatest of all time when you can't even make it into a play-in tournament, which is an extra opportunity to get into the playoffs, whereas years before there was no such thing. So that would definitely put a dent in that in regards to, you know, his GOAT case. But at the same time, he's still one of the greatest players ever. So it's nothing really to worry about there. But at the same time, you know, the Lakers are a team that's supposed to always be built for championships. And if you look at this roster on paper, you know, they got a good roster on paper, but, you know, out there on the floor, it doesn't mimic that. So with that being said, you know, the Lakers got to find a way to pretty much, you know, I would say, almost win out the rest of the season. There's only a handful of games left. So, I mean, I feel like they have to find a way to win out the rest of the season, if you ask me, because, I mean, just to solidify their spot, if you ask me, because I think they're only like half a game above the Pelicans. And let's hypothetically say the Pelicans win Sunday. I mean, then that would, like I said, that would put the Lakers out of contention of the play-in. So, I mean, you know, it's a real dim situation that the Lakers are in. Very, very drama-filled, very, very low-light type season that they've had. I mean, definitely not a lot of highlights this season in regards to just their overall season as a team. But, you know, they put up a decent fight against Philly without LeBron. But, I mean, like I said, it's still another loss. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't matter whether you lose by 1 or 10 or 30 or 50. It doesn't matter. You still lost. And that's all that, you know, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you look at that in its entirety, you know, the Lakers just don't have, they just really don't have it. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully, you know, for Lakers Nation, for their sake, you know, hopefully LeBron can, you know, keep doing what he's doing. And because it looks like to me, he has to drop 40 for him to win. So, I mean, maybe he's going to have at least a 40 piece or close to that against the Pelicans, because the one thing I noticed about the Lakers, especially playing against teams like the Pelicans that are really young and that, you know, have young legs that's ready to go out there and just run all night, the Lakers just can't keep up with them at some point. You know, a few quarters they can do good, but after a while, that third, fourth quarter, it wears down because of the age and nutrition that the guys have. I mean, a lot of their players are older. A lot of their players are not young. They're an old team. So it's like when they play teams that can run up down the court like that, they usually get ran out the building because, you know, it's like they just can't keep up. And, you know, Russell Westbrook doesn't have that first step like he used to. You know, it's starting to wane on him a little bit. So, you know, a lot to dissect from that. But, you know, the Lakers can win out a few more games this season, you know, win as much as they can these last several games, and definitely win that game against the Pelicans. They'll better their chances of making the play-in. But even if they make the play-in, I just don't see them going really no further than that. You know, I mean, anything is possible, of course, but I just don't see it because, like I said, a team that plays no defense is not going to go very far. Because when you play against if you happen to get far enough to play against a team that's really good, that has defense, then or a team that can really score, that's more well-rounded than you are, then what is it going to be? It's just going to be a situation where you're looking up and the score is you're down by 20 and they're up by 20 and about to walk out of that stadium with a victory. You see what I'm saying? So, or the arena with a victory. And that's what the Lakers been facing pretty much all season. So I don't really expect it to be any different, but I definitely expect it to be a competitive game against the Pelicans. I think it'll come down to, it'll be like a maybe, you know, a 5-point game. I'm thinking maybe, 114 to, I don't know, 109, something like that. You know, I think the Pelicans might pull that out. I'm not sure. It's definitely, I think they're definitely probably the favorite to win, which is definitely weird because the Lakers usually always a favorite against teams like this in the past, but not this year. They're pretty much everybody's favorite against the Lakers seem like this year. So, I mean, they're going to have to go in there and play their hardest and don't let up. And if they get a lead, don't take their foot off the gas because, without having no defense, if you have a 10, 20-point lead, if the Lakers can build a lead that high, they better keep scoring, because if they don't and the Pelicans find a way to come back and win that game, I think that game right there dictate pretty much the rest of the season for the Lakers. If they lose that game, I feel like the Lakers won't make the play-in tournament. So, I mean, definitely it'll be weird not seeing the Lakers in the playoffs just because that's always a team that's always usually there. But, hey, we're really about to see, we're really about to see what they're made of. And I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to come back, but if he does, who knows whether he'll be the end-all be-all for them, because I don't think he will be, because they were losing while he was in the lineup about a month or two ago when he was playing. And all three superstars just really haven't, played together well the way they were supposed to and the way they were thought to do. So we'll see how it goes, but it's definitely going to be an interesting game. But may the best man win. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section as always. And hey, Khaliis out.